What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of On the Floor with Liv and Cor. I'm Cor, that's Liv, and today is another special edition episode of our series, Countdown to the Big Ten Championship. And this is a very, very special episode because we have the one, the only Chae Campbell from UCLA on the episode. Chae, welcome to On the Floor podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here.
You guys, she said she was a fan of our podcast before we started, and
I
Olivia and
did.
I had to wipe away the tears.
I did. I love your guys' work. You guys are so funny. So I'm excited to be here.
But Shay, here's the deal. We keep telling people that we did this regularly and then all of a sudden decided to start recording it. And like, I'll be honest, we do think that we're funny. We think that we we feel that. Um,
Mhm.
the affirmation has been helpful to our egos. So we appreciate your service here today.
Of course, I'm always here to boost an ego.
Let's go. Let's go. Speaking of boosting egos, let's talk about Shay the Queen Campbell, okay? Shay, as my Bruin sister, where do we begin? Where do we begin?
Mhm.
Um, Here's where I want to begin. This past weekend, UCLA debuted a leotard that's called the Shay. And I remember it from Meet the Bruins. And my mom even called me and she was like, "Oh, the Shea leotard. It was so beautiful." I was like, "Mom, do you remember it was the one in white, but now it's in blue?" And it's beautiful. It's stunning. I especially love the rocks of rhinestones and the diamond in the center.
Mhm.
But can you just walk us through, talk about the process from inception to Fox Sports? We had it on live television. How does it
Mhm.
feel to have a leotard named after you, girl?
Um, well, first, I can't even begin to really describe like what that means to me as someone who just was an 8-year-old girl who just dreamed of being a UCLA Bruin one day, and then looking back at who that girl was and like where I am now, like it's more than I ever dreamed of what could come of my experience at UCLA. And so this Leo, yes, I designed it at Meet the Bruins for my Black Panther routine. And Janelle like kind of was like, oh, I love this Leo. Like maybe we'll turn it into a team Leo. And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. And I was like, but like we didn't talk about it after that. So I was kind of like, whatever. Like I kind of moved on with life. And then I think it was like last year or so, at the end of the year, she was like, yeah, I think we're gonna make that a Leo. And then she sent me like, or she shared with me some of like the proofs, is that what you call it?
Yeah,
Like
like the little
yeah.
design rendering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she sent me some of those and I was, just kind of going through like which ones looked best. And I was like, but still I was like, okay, like, we're just going through. I was not thinking it was actually gonna happen, but it did. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of just like a quick, here it is. This is what we're doing, and debuted on Fox. So
Oh my gosh.
it's
And it
I
has
mean,
crazy.
your name attached to it forever. Is just
I know.
talk
It's
about
really,
legacy.
I'm truly like humbled and honored that I have a Leo named after me. That is a crazy sentence to say.
it's
Yeah.
amazing and it's so well deserved. And you talked about the connection to the Black Panther routine. And, we could go on and on and on about your story of doing your freshman year floor routine at Poly for senior night, and then doing this routine that is a complicated routine, and
Mhm.
then doing your usual Missy Elliott the week before. Like you've done 3 routines in 3 weeks, and they are all complex, not easy routines. Talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that because you and I chatted a bit about your freshman year flow routine moment, but like I want everyone listening to hear that because it was so amazing to hear from you. And then talk about the Black Panther routine in the Shay. Like there's just so much to debrief here.
I know. Yes. So first with the freshman year floor team, that one was kind of not planned. We kind of made that decision week of doing it. And something that I was thinking about, like when we were talking about doing that freshman year floor team, was that, I came in during the COVID year, obviously, and there was no fans. And I remember like some of the seniors that year were like, oh Shay, I just like wish that there was fans here because like they would just love this routine. And Now, like I competed that routine in front of 13,000 people, which is, I believe, a record-breaking crowd for us. Like, so for that full circle moment, um, of, just being able to give that routine to an audience who really love that routine. BJ and I came up with that routine, mostly BJ. I didn't know what I was doing. She came up with that routine. And it was just like a fun little dance. Like I was not expecting people to really like engage with it as much as they did. But the fact that everyone received that floor routine the way that they did meant so much to me. And like, you know, that's why I love dance so much, is because it's a way to communicate how I feel, and it's more than just, doing dance and doing this, tumbling passes. Like I think how people connect to it is really important to me. And so to be able to do that and like feel the energy of the audience, and that being my last floor routine in Poly, that was, an unforgettable experience that I don't even know if I really have the right words to describe how it made me feel, but it was really special. Um, and then going to the Black Panther routine, I mean, Black Panther is like, that's my movie, okay? I love that movie. And I was begging BJ after my freshman year to do a Black Panther routine, but she just didn't feel like it was the right time. And so when I finally got to do that Black Panther routine, like that was an amazing experience. But then I found out that we were wearing this Leo, the Chae Leo, still a crazy thing to say.
Crazy.
I know. I found out we were wearing that Leo for this Fox meet. So I was like, BJ, I think it'd be really cool if, I did the Black Panther routine to go with it. I mean, obviously. And she was like, okay, but you have to like, work up your cardio because your routines are hard. I was like, I know, but like, we planned in advance to do that routine. But yeah, I feel like I just had to, you can't wear that Leo and not do the Black Panther routine. So we definitely prepped for it, and it was so much fun. Like that routine, I love that routine with all my heart. So it's really cool. And it's just cool to see like all these floor routines I've done and people just love them. Like it's fun. It's cool for me.
There is also a history at UCLA of other alumni who have done a little switcheroo with their
Mm,
floor routines. Like Elise Hoffner-Hibbs is one that comes to mind. She
mm,
was like in the middle of her season, she switched up and had a throwback routine and ended up doing that throwback routine at event finals where she took second at nationals and on floor. And there's those kind of moments, but I think something that's resonating with the way that you're talking about this process is that you understand the athleticism and what needs to go down to provide a great score for your team. At the same time, know what it's going to take in order to do the artistic, choreographic, all of these elements that go into how you throw that routine down the best that you possibly can. Um,
mhm,
and I think that there's absolutely something to be said for understanding the performance element of our sport, the artistry element of our sport. And I hear that. I hear your care for that, how you hold that so close to who you are. But I
mhm.
also hear it in how you have your sights set beyond college gymnastics, which is so cool. I'm sure like if you can just reflect on how you have been able to find more of your voice and your passion and your art, and where you want to go in the future with who Chae Campbell is, given your experience as a UCLA gymnast, as a 8-year-old girl who had a dream that came true, and now you have new dreams and big dreams of what you want to do in the future. So can you just talk about where you're at, like personally, with what is next, but also just like reflecting on how cool it's been to be able to look back on this journey that has led to where you're at right now.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're not gonna do is get emotional right now.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just I'm I'm very excited about the future because I feel like that same little like fire that I had as an 8-year-old child, looking forward to being a Bruin, like I have that now, just looking forward to the future because
Yeah.
there's so many possibilities. And I'm looking to be in the entertainment industry, and I feel like with dance. I wanted first and foremost dance, and then also wanting to do like some producing, some, and like film and stuff. So in that kind of realm, I'm still figuring out exactly like what that path looks like. But I feel like in terms of like my growth and like my arc at UCLA, like I've always been the person to I really believe in the power of like your actions speak louder than your words. And I've always put in that work to, be the best person that I can be, to be the, best gymnast I can be the best, inside the gym, outside the gym, all that stuff. And I feel like where I needed to like grow as um just as a leader is being able to use my voice more and be able to speak up. Um, I feel like that was really hard for me. Like, I'm not a huge fan of public speaking. And I feel like, I've been really fortunate enough to have the support of alumni that have just really helped me be able to find my voice. Cause I feel like my problem was like trying to figure out, like, from freshman year to now, like, what do I actually stand for? And like, what can I confidently say without any, like, not being afraid of judgment? And I feel like I was really able to find that with the help of just so many amazing supporting alumni, um, who helped me kind of find what I hold true to myself. So I think that with that little spark and like now, like who I am now, like I'm so ready to move on to like the next chapter because I do feel like although I am so happy I took this fifth year, like I do not regret that at all. Like this is a great year for us. Um, I do feel like I am also ready to move on, um, and take that next leap of faith to whatever, the future holds. So yeah,
That is such a great place to be in. I mean, it's
right.
like gratitude for where you are right now, but also gratitude for what's to come. And I
Mhm.
think that's what gives you the best possible last X amount of meets in your career because you know this is it and you are emotional about it, of course, but you're also excited for what's to come. And so the this is it is bittersweet, but you know, once the final meet happens, you can be at peace with what you've done and the legacy you've left from a leotard to an 8 count dance move that people do in their living rooms to everything. I mean, you can encompass it. But something I've been thinking about since I saw you on Saturday in Utah is that last rotation. And you did that beam routine that was spectacular. And the score came up, and I saw your face just ooze joy. And I remember you were talking to Brooklyn, and I tapped on your shoulder and was like, career high, right? And you were like, mm-hmm. And I could talk all day about you on floor, on vault, on bars, but there was something I saw in you that beam routine was everything. And I want to ask you about it because the joy on your face and the joy on everyone's face was so amazing. So tell me about that and that career high moment at Utah in your
Yeah.
fifth year. Like, tell me about that.
Yeah. So I think a lot of things that I hear, is just people consider me to be a vault and floor specialist, even though I do all around. And I would say like my freshman year and my sophomore year, I competed all around a lot. And I had like a good groove, but then something switched in me my junior year and even like into my senior year where like I just could not figure out beam. Like I don't know. My confidence was just gone. I could not figure it out. Um, and so where that joy came from is just like, let me just give Lacey her flowers real quick. Like Lacey is an amazing beam coach and she's so young, but she just gets it. And I think that honestly kind of works because she's recent, like not like she graduated recently relatively. So like I think that she's able to connect with us in a way that like she understands that college grind and like I think she's really good at like seeing what can work for each individual. So, one day I just chucked a back handspring lay at 2 feet because I used to do that series when I was in elite and in JO. And I just kind of like did it without even saying anything. And she was like, wait, so why haven't you been doing this? Like this is a great series for you. And I was like, I don't know, like, we'll see. But she was like, no, like this is a good series for you. Like this is what we're gonna do. And I think like just her being so quick and so smart, um, of like what works for each individual, and she does this for everyone, I think really helped instill confidence in me and I think in others because now I consider myself a beamer. I don't think I would have been able to say that a few years ago. And I think that that joy just came from the fact that, like, it's always nice to have someone believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. And um, I remember Lacey telling me, like, you know, you have the potential to be like this great beam worker. Like I could score in those like 99 to 995 range. And so the fact that it actually happened was like a really special moment for me.
That that was just everything. That story
Yeah.
was everything. I mean, I
Yeah.
could tell on your face, and it just is so cool to hear you say that. And I love that you were doing something different in your fifth year that worked for you. It makes you be
Yeah.
like, dang, I wish I did that sooner. But also,
Right.
like, I'm so happy that you found that, and that's how you get to close out your fifth year with doing something that you and Lacey found that worked for you. I mean, that's such good coach athlete like communication and work. I mean, so good.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, so I know what I can see as a fellow Bruin with you, but
Mhm.
I'm going to ask you the age-old hard question as you close out your gymnastics career. What legacy do you want to leave as a UCLA Bruin, but most importantly, as a human being at this point in your life? Because I'm gonna I'm gonna modify some stuff because I'm gonna let you think for a second. Um, I don't believe really in legacies having a finish line. I think that legacies are developing. But I do believe in legacies that come at the end of chapters. And right now you're about to close one chapter of your book, and start a new one. And I think there's other legacies that Chae Campbell is going to leave in this world. But what is the legacy that you hope that you are known for, as you close this chapter of your career?
Oh, wow. I just think looking back at my 5 years being a Bruin, so many, there's been a lot of good moments, but there was also a lot of down moments. And I think those being in those moments where there was like a lot of turmoil sucked in the moment, but what I gained out of that and like what I was able to learn like after the fact was so beneficial and like how I want to show up for people and like how I want people to perceive me, I guess. I don't know if that's the right, way to say it, but I just hope that when it's all said and done and I'm no longer competing for UCLA, that people just see one, the work that I put in. You can't expect anything without putting the work in to reach what you want. And two, just like how you show up for people. I mean, gymnastics is a very individual sport. And that's something that a lot of people have to learn coming into college of like how you show up as a teammate when all your life has been about that, about yourself. It didn't affect anyone else when you were in JO or elite. So I would say just, how you treat people is very important. Accolades and all this stuff is it's cool, it's shiny, it's great, but those those fade away. What how you leave people feeling when you talk to them, have a conversation with them, how you help them get through a rough day, like those are the things that are going to last the longest with people. So I would say that's what I hope um, people are able to see when it's all said and done.
Yes, and we
I
do.
mean, yeah.
We do. We do. I mean,
Yes, I was going to say I've only really known you for this season with covering Big Ten, and I see that instantly, instantly. And it's like, it's remarkable. It's remarkable to see all of these women in the Big Ten that I've gotten to watch either in a different conference and now in the Big Ten or since they were a baby freshman. I mean, you get to see these people, and I think you nailed it. I think that's exactly how I know I view you and have
Mhm.
seen, and also what is the most important. 100%.
Yeah.
before Olivia asks our final question today, I think the thing that I'm going to add to that is that one thing that speaks really loud about what I know my experience was as a Bruin is that the alumni community is always there, and I know the mentor figures within the alumni community that have deeply impacted your life. And I know that you're impacting the lives of their kids now.
Mhm.
And I think this desire of the legacy you want to leave, like I'm just going to go out on a limb and make sure that you know that like that legacy that you hope to leave is being cemented in as we speak. There is nothing that can ever, like, I always tell people, like, moments like this is like pouring wet cement and like it's
Mhm.
just gonna dry with time. And right now, you've poured a lot of wet cement that's already dried, and it's just gonna grow and grow and grow and be a lot more solidified foundation as
Yeah.
a UCLA Bruin. And Shay, on behalf of alumni and uh, after watching and being alongside of you over 5 pretty tough years. Um, Thank you. Thank you for continuing a part of our culture and a part of what is has been so transformative for my life. I get to see it continue to be inside of you every single time that I get to see you and I get to watch you take the competition for because you continue to bring it. So I'm proud to
Oh,
know you. I'm proud to be linked arms with you, and I needed to say that here.
oh goodness. Corey, thank you so much. I mean,
Of course.
again, uh, the alumni have really meant so much to me. Like I can't even, I can't even like everything that the alumni have set forth for, our team to be able to, you know, carry on that legacy. Like 100%, every single one of y'all have paved the path for us to, be where we are. And like, again, it was a mission for us, especially the seniors, to bring back what that legacy was and what that meant to people. So I'm very grateful for every single person on our team that has bought into, having that atmosphere back of like what UCLA Bruins are. Like, yes, we're showstoppers, all that stuff, but we are great competitors as well. And, you know, so it's not just me, it's every single person on the team that is committed to being a part of that um, change and that legacy. So coaches included too, yes.
I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
And
Liv,
you can see it.
round us
I
out.
will. I
Home.
will round it
Yeah,
out. I do have to say one thing. Okay, metaphor core with the cement. I mean, my gosh, that was like wow.
he's king at that stuff. Like, oh my gosh,
The
I
you
only
just
was
you.
if you we want to unpack it one step further, I I use it to like help people understand that like legacies are things that can never be taken away from you
Mhm.
until you introduce a jackhammer. But like, where can you even find a jackhammer? You know what I mean? Like, are we really renting one from Home Depot? Like, no
I
one's.
mean, if Oregon State can carry around a chainsaw, I feel like we could somehow grab a jackhammer, but let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
I wanted to highlight metaphor core, and I really enjoyed the alliteration of that, and not alliteration, rhyme. Olivia, please. Okay, final question is Shay, we're asking everyone this who we've been interviewing, and I know you're a first year in the Big Ten, but I feel very confident and proud of the fact that the Big Ten Conference is awesome and I love it so much. I love the people and the vibe and the Big Ten. I think you're really gonna love the Big Ten championship. It just is like a homecoming reunion and fun and energetic. So I'm so excited for you to experience that. But as we go into it, can you tell a Big Ten gymnast on another team who you look up to or who inspires you or someone that you just want to give a shout out to on another team as a part of this like Big Ten camaraderie moment?
Ooh. Oh, that's really sweet. Um, I'm gonna give a shout out to Nikki Smith at MSU. I think she gives off very like regal queen, and I just love that about her. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
I love her. Yeah, I love her. She's great.
Uh,
I
we have
couldn't
this
agree more.
Yeah, we have
Mhm.
this like dream that we're gonna make happen in some way, shape, or form is that we're
Mhm.
gonna get all of you in an interaction with the people that you're inspired by at some point in Big Tens. Like even if it's just like me snapping a photo being like stand next
Oh
to
my
each
God.
other, like a
Yeah, yeah.
Uncle Corey running around getting
Uncle
pictures.
Corey.
Yeah.
Corey,
But
are you there? Are you there?
yes, girl. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Love.
Yeah,
Corey
boy.
will
Yay.
be your hype
Wow.
man.
As he should. Yeah.
Mhm.
Love that.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yay.
Well,
Oh my
thank you,
gosh, yeah.
Shay. This has been, I mean, I almost started crying, you
Yeah,
know.
me too.
Yeah.
I told
But
you, not today.
this this has been yeah, not yet. Waterproof
Yeah,
mascara all the time.
right.
Yeah. I don't need that, but y'all do your um yeah, wow. This has felt like a therapy session while also just like you know,
It totally did.
the 12 gymnasts of the Big Ten count down to the championship. So
Asterisk therapy, asterisk.
yeah,
Yeah, love.
whatever it may be, thank you, Shay, for being on here today. We are super grateful for you, and we cannot wait to squeeze you in Ann Arbor this weekend when we all get to be together. So thanks for being here.
Of course, guys. Thank you so much for having me. This is so much fun.
Heck yeah. Oh, one more. I saw a tweet today that we will
Uh-huh.
now be referring to UCLA as UCLA with a lowercase e. Because, like Shay,
Stop. Stop.
I'm so here for it. It's so
I'm
Oh my
obsessed with
God.
that.
like,
That is so
LSU has
funny.
Go Tigers with a
Yeah.
GEAUX, but now we have UCLA lowercase e.
Oh my gosh. That is that's great. I
And
love
on
it.
that note, we're going to close out this episode of On the Floor with Liv and Cor. I'm Cor, that's Liv. And this was an amazing episode with UCLA Bruin legend, Chae Campbell. So we will see you guys in Ann Arbor. We hope you guys are enjoying this series of the countdown to the Big Ten Championship. And with that, we will see you guys later. Peace.